this point. All right, again now, since I've got this taken care of, my name is Brent Neighbors. I oversee the work experience classes. Ooh, boy, this is just not a good day for Mr. Neighbors. I oversee the work experience classes, and there we go. And we have several teachers that are sitting in this group meeting today, so we can talk about what we have to do and what's your responsibilities for this class. I'm going to share my screen, and you will see the website that is Work Experience. You go to www.youareworking.com, and even if you had this class last semester, you have to click the first time user. So we click on first time user. It comes up and you got to put your information in. So I'm just going to put some information in. I'm going to put my phone number in. I'm going to put an email address in. Let's just put Jack. I'm going to put an ID number in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I go next. And I have to pick my class. This is a big one. You need to look on WebAdvisor and you need to find who your teacher is. They're all listed here by schedule numbers. Hopefully they're correct. Let's say I'm going to pick Tanner Bedwell. Now, units for this class. For work experience, you can have up to 6 units lifetime. A lot of students, we suggest that you do 3 units in the fall and 3 units in the spring. 6 units of work experience tends to be a lot of hours. We're going to talk about hours. It's usually for 1 unit, it's 75 hours. So if you're doing 6, it's 75 times 6. That's a lot, okay? So I always recommend 3. If you're in BA 19V with other teachers, you can have up to, right now I'm only going to give you 8, but you have a lifetime, I believe, of 16 or 12, and I can find that answer out. If you're majoring in work experience, we also need to talk, okay? We don't want to probably have that many units. So I would always check and see how many units you have by WebAdvisor. Now, when you log into WebAdvisor and register, I don't have that interface, but when you go in and ask you how many units you're signing up for. If you don't know and just click through there, it's probably put you down for 1 unit, okay? If you want 3, you can always pay and add to it. So that's not a big scariness. So let's say we're going to go 3 units and Mr. Bedwell is our teacher. We say next and we wait. And we look and it says, okay, my username is Jack at Neighborshood and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is my username or my password. So I click only once, just wait. You don't need to click several times. Just wait. For some reason, it takes a little bit of time. I don't know why all the time. And once you okay it, sometimes people stop and they say yes. For some reason, it's going to hit me real hard, probably because I'm sharing and my daughter's on. It's done. I'm in. So I say log into class. So I know it's Jack, neighborshood.com, passwords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hit enter. I'm in. No, I don't want to memorize that. I'm in. Hopefully. Did I go in? That's the wrong interface. Okay, I'm in. You notice my personal information is still right here. Now, the first time you log in, it asks you for your work information. Where do you work? We're not going to find you a job. We're expecting you to have a job when entering this class. Now, for some reason, if you're waiting for a couple weeks until the job starts, we're totally fine with that. What our concern is if you put off starting your hours, because remember, for every unit, you have to put in 75 hours of work. So some people are like, hey, I'm doing 40 hours a week. You're going to be totally fine. You could actually be done by the middle of September, even later. All depends how many units you have. So you find a job and you say, okay, what's my job title? I'm a teacher. Who's my supervisor? Matt. No, let's go Roger, because Roger's funny. Okay, company. My company is called SCCCD. That's my school. I actually have to find the right address. It's very important that you put the right address here, okay? I know I'm just kind of putting numbers in. We've used this to come to your place of employment. Okay. Phone number at work. Okay. It's paid or volunteered. We prefer that you use paid. If you decide to use volunteer, you need to talk to your individual teacher about the situation that is at hand. We kind of frown upon working for mom and dad. I'm sorry. If we can find it's a legit business, we're totally okay with it. But you know, we're gonna ask a lot of questions to make sure it's legit. I would rather have it be paid. So insert. So look at now. I can update my personal information. I can have my work information in there. This is rocking and rolling. Now I have to do an objectives. We'll only do this once in the semester. And its objectives are like this. What a learning objective is? What is the learning objective or work objective? And how are you going to accomplish the task? So let me think. A good objective is, let's say, I guess I'm a teacher. So is to be organized before I start my Zoom conference. So I would put in here, organize before I start my Zoom conference. How am I going to do this? To do exactly what I didn't do today, get on Zoom a little earlier, clear my kids out of the house, make sure all my windows are loaded, make sure my screen's ready to go, so I'm organized. So I can put all that information here. Notice you only have 300 characters for each. Okay. And then you do that let's say another job objective. I have to have my grades turned in time. How are you going to do this? Prepare early and grade tests early in order to be on time to turn my grades in. You have 4 different objectives you have to come up with for your work site. Now, I'm going to pause the sharing because I want to ask some questions. I'd like to know, you'd have to turn your mic on. What do you do, or how would anybody like help writing an objective? If you would, I can talk you through it right now. Turn your mic on and say your name and I'll help you.
My name's Giselle Flores.
Yes, ma'am. What do you do?
So and this is totally legit to state, I work for a weed manufacturing company.
Okay.
We grow marijuana. So,
Okay.
so
what
I
do you
was
have to do when you show up for work every day? What are some of the things that your boss expects you to do as an objective?
One of the first things is that I take a shower because I'm working with plants. So we have to be clean. So we shower first and change into our scrubs and everything.
Okay. So one of your objectives is to arrive to work and make sure that I follow the standards on being clean. How are you going to do that? Would be the second part of that objective, is making sure I take the shower, I get my scrubs. You see what I'm saying on that?
Yeah. Okay. I see. And
yeah, keep going.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, for the objectives, does it have anything to do with like our work tasks or anything?
Yes, that's a big part of them, because your boss is going to look at it. What is one of your tasks that you have to do when you show up to work?
It all depends, but usually preparing for whatever I'm going to do that day. So if I'm cleaning up the plant,
okay.
If we're cloning for the day, we're going to get the chemicals ready first, and then
okay. Objective could be
the procedures that we need to go on.
On an objective could be on cloning day, I need to make sure on cloning day, I need to follow the procedure. How are you going to do that, and how are you going to accomplish that task? By everything you just told me.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Anybody else out there? Come on, I'll help you.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. All right. My name's Reese Brown.
Yes, sir.
So I work at Save Mart as a manager.
Okay. Which one?
Sean Armstrong.
Hey, I go in there all the time.
Hey, maybe I'll start. Probably have
I
some.
have to start waving at you when I come in.
All right. But yeah, so I'm really confused around the objective because there's no really like set pattern to my job. So
Are
like
you
there's
a shift manager or are you the manager of the store?
front end manager.
Okay.
So
Do you
or
have to
I
do supervisional skills?
yes. Yeah.
Give me one task of supervisional skills that you have to do.
Oh man.
Don't kill yourself. Something easy.
Okay, just make sure the front end is kept clean.
There you go. Arrive to work and make sure the front desk is presentable for customers. Okay, that would be your learning objective. How are you going to accomplish that task then?
Uh
Walk around, check on employees to make sure they're doing their cleaning tasks, make sure the drawers are collect, everything's clean. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's something that you can use. Does that help you?
Yes, actually that does.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, no problem. Next time in, Foster. Who's your teacher, Reese?
It's right here.
Better not be Tanner.
No,
That's
it's
okay.
Holden.
It's Holden. She's not even here today. All right. All right. I'll tell her. I'll pass that on. She'll love you then. Other questions
Hey,
about
Brent, do you
learning?
want to address, we have the DoorDash question with no supervisor.
Ooh, okay. On DoorDash, is somebody working DoorDash? Or even Uber, Lyft, or whatever? What you can do on your phone, there's an app that you have to check and log your hours. Okay? When you're in that thing, you're going to have to take snapshots and you're going to have to send that to your teacher because that tells them the hours worked. That tells you, I know there's pay in that, but your supervisor is kind of going to be you. And so we'll work with, this is a new economy. This is a new for all of us. Your supervisor will work with you based upon what your results of where it says your earnings are. And it also loads up your active time. So we can tell you how many hours you've been active per week. And supervisors, I can help you with this. I can walk you through the app and show you, I can show you how to find their active time so that they have their hours. Okay. I will put out one caveat right there right now is as school's starting up, it's not as consistent in DoorDash or Uber or whatever you're doing. So if you're banking on 6 units of Uber Eats, you're going to have some scary times. Okay. It's going to be hard because it's up and down. I read an article that it's all starting to slow with school going down. I figured teachers would be ordering more food, but they're not once school's starting. So all this app commerce is, it's a big question mark of what's going to happen in demand for the next couple of months. So be careful. Other people, questions with work objectives. Anybody want to throw me a work objective? Come on now.
Hello. My name is
Hello.
Luna. I know it's spelled a little funny, but the V and the G are silent and it's pronounced Luna.
Luna.
So I just had
Okay.
to, yeah. So I'm currently working at Taco Bell. It's my first job ever. It's super fun. And
It's good.
one of the things that we have to really make sure of is that we're living up to the requirements for safety and health. So then, for example, wearing masks and wearing gloves and washing our hands every hour. It kind of sucks and your hands are super dry, but could that work as a work
Yes,
objective
ma'am.
thing?
An objective would be, what do you have? What's your learning objective for in this and your work? One of them could be maintaining the standards for COVID, right? Is that what we're looking at, or health standards? And then in the how you accomplish them is you can list out a few. You don't have to list everything, but a few, just so you know. Because remember, your supervisor is gonna see these objectives. So don't try to punk them because they have to sign off on these.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, congratulations on getting that first job. Your generation, it's very important that you guys have some work experience, especially when you go out into the world. Establishing work experience and job history is big. But Luna, I'm going to ask you one thing. How many hours you working?
I'm working about 30 to 35 hours a week.
How many units you taking?
14 and plus 15 once I meet the 75 hour.
What semester in school are you?
Um, First semester, the fall 2020
Okay,
semester.
make sure you balance your hours, because 30 all of a sudden becomes 40 and you feel like you're drowning. So just be careful. I'm very proud of you students that are going out and getting college jobs. I think it's very admirable. I think you need to do it, but you do still need to balance your hours and school, because school tends to be first or hard, and it has to be put first. Okay.
Okay.
You keep going though. Okay. What's Taco Bell you work at?
I work on the one on Shields and Fowler. I'm actually about to go to work at 6 p.m. So I'm in my uniform talking to you guys.
If you got to leave, I'll record it and send it out. I might drop by with my 19 children. We'll get in line and buy some
Oh,
tacos.
okay. See you then.
Other questions about learning objectives?
I have a question.
Parker.
Yes. This may be a little bit premature. You might go over this in like 5 minutes, but I have 2 jobs. Is that like, are we able to do that?
Yes, we can. And I'll show you that in just a little bit. If we can hold that. If I don't cover that, you get back on and remind me, please. Okay.
All right, perfect. I just wanted to make sure.
You're totally fine. Learning objectives. Questions about learning objectives? All right. We're going to submit my learning. I'm going to go back and share. We're going to submit the learning objectives that I started. Hey, I'm sorry if I don't see your, I'm just doing one, I'm not looking at the chat. So if I don't answer questions, I'll look at them in a little bit. So I put stuff in here. Okay. And I hit submit. Guess what? I'm done. My learning objectives are done. Everything is done to start the class. Now, this class, to get credit for it, you're going to need to turn in these 3 sheets of paper. One is your objectives, your employer contract, and your timesheet. Objective is due as soon as you can get it done. I say the first 3 weeks, the 3rd week. We'll take it next week. So watch, if I click on it, I can click here and it loads a piece of paper. Eventually, might have to hit the wall where Abigail is at, because there it is. She's probably on Zoom. And you see your supervisor has to sign it. Okay. Read through it. There's your objectives. Everything tells you everything that you need to know. Get it to your teacher after the signature. There's a thing called Genius Scan on your phone. Get it, take a picture of it after it's signed, and get it to your teacher as a PDF. I don't know if they want to, I prefer PDFs, but they could do a JPEG. It's the easiest way to do it. Get it to them, email it to them. Okay. However we can do it, you need to get it to them. Okay. That's your learning objective. I want it done soon. We don't want to chase you forever trying to get it. That should be easy. Okay. Employment contract and timesheets cannot be printed off. If you click on it, they will not. No way to print it off until you get your hours in. So I'm going to go home again. How do we enter our hours? Very easily. We click here. We say the date. We say how many hours I worked. 2. A job description of what I am doing. And you notice I only have 400 characters. You're not going to use that. I do not want a dissertation. It's going to be way too hard to follow it. And you hit insert. And look at there. I got 2 hours. It tells you right here, I have not received your objective forms. When your teacher receives your objectives forms, this will disappear. They will check it off and it totally disappears. So that's where you know where it's at. Well, okay. 2 hours work. Okay, here we go. How many units did I sign up for? I signed up for 3. I'm going to do another one because I actually worked this weekend. So I'll change that to 20. Let's just say I did 5 hours. Here's what I did. So we're starting to add our hours up. Your teachers are okay with you submitting your hours on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a bulk individually. So what I'm saying is put your Mondays down, enter it on a Sunday night. I put my last Mondays down. I put my Tuesdays in there. I put my Thursdays in. I put my Fridays in. They don't want you to go and put 50 hours in and say I worked from this date to this date. Here's my 50 hours. No bueno, okay? That's not good. So you can wait to the end of each week to input your hours, but don't put them in big blocks, okay? Anybody else want to chime in instructor-wise about this?
I have a question.
Stephanie?
So do we start like marking our hours as of 8:10 or
Yes, totally
Okay.
fine. Go back to 8:10.
perfect?
Or yeah, 8:10. Okay. We don't mind you making those hours up, but don't put a big bulk from 8:10 to 8:26, 50 hours. Okay. We just don't like that. It's too hard.
Got it. Okay. And then the other question is, I work 12.5 hours technically, maybe. I don't know.
Round it up. You're
Okay.
so lucky to have Mr. Neighbors and all your teachers here. So if you have 2.5, I did it in the database. I'm going to nerd out on you in a system. It's not going to take decimals a long time ago. So just round it up. So if it's 2.5, round it to 3.
Got it. Okay.
So lucky.
I have a question as well.
Okay, I'm going to I might answer it here, but I'm going to say one other thing. Let's say you have 2 different places of work. I only give you one place to enter information. So what I would want you to do is put the employment place where you have the most time. So let's say you work more at State Center Community College than you do at DoorDash. Use State Center Community College as your main. When you put your hours in, you can go job 1, SCCCD. Here's what I did. Job 2, however you want to do it, DoorDash. Here's what I did. And so when you submit it, your supervisor can see the notes and say, okay, they're working 2 jobs. Okay. Okay, Heather, go for it. Did I answer your question?
No, I am technically my own supervisor. I am the general manager up at Shaver Lake Sports.
Cool. Is that the one right before the Dinky Creek Road?
No, it's the one after. We're in the middle of town, just across the street from the deli.
Okay. Who's your
Anyway,
teacher?
do you want my dad to sign my papers? I mean, he's technically my
Wow.
boss. I do get paid. It is a
Does
business.
your dad own it?
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
Okay. I mean, it's not like I'm working for my parents kind of
No,
thing. I'm working
totally
for
get
a
it.
business.
Here's what's happened in the past is we walk into a place, we walk into somebody's home, they're having dinner, and the son or daughter goes, yes, Dad, you need to sign this paper because I'm working for you. And the dad looks at us like, what? Where it looks like it's
Okay.
not a real deal. Yours is the real deal. Heather, who's your teacher?
You are?
No.
You rock. I'm up there every weekend, you know. I live up there Friday through Sunday up above Dinky. So.
No,
Oh, do you have a cabin or something?
No, I have a trailer. I'm not that classy.
it's me. It's me, Brent.
Are you up there all the time, Mary?
I go up there with my friend who has a cabin, yes.
I think Heather's my only student right now, so I can't give her up. So you're out of luck.
Today she's on my web advisor.
Well, we'll look.
Oh, well, I could have sworn when I looked on my,
You can
my
always drop Mrs.
dash.
Hitchcock and add my class.
okay. Well, anyway, I'm
No.
up here. You guys are always welcome to come meet me.
All right. Now, I'm going to do something just for the sake of showing you the employment contract and this timesheet that I get in trouble from all the other teachers because they say don't teach people to do this. But watch. I have 3 units. 3 times 75 is what? 225, right? I only have 7 hours, so I'm going to do something. I'm going to go and put in 225 hours just to go over the number that I need. Submit. Watch what happens. Ding, 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 ding. If I come into here, it says I have 232, and I say employment contract. The employment contract is now visible. There it is, right here.
Mhm.
Okay. You are going to, when you hit your number, you are going to print this off and you are going to give this to your supervisor. They will fill this out. So Heather's case, her dad will fill this out. We'll rate you on all this information, your strong points, your weak points. You will sign it. Your supervisor will sign it and date it. And then you will call the college teacher, your teacher, and say, Mr. Neighbors, I am ready for you to come up to Shaver and pick up my paperwork, or I will send it to you, however your instructor wants you to do it. Okay. Let me go back now. Also, your timesheet. After you hit your hours, your timesheet becomes live. Your boss needs to sign right here, and you sign right here, and there's the great information. And then we will sign in the date that we visited. Now, that only becomes available once you have put in all your hours. The objective sheet is on right away once you've figured out your objectives. Everything else does not happen until these hours are met. Now, let's talk about the visitations. We're in a situation where times have changed. What I plan on doing is sometime during the next 18 weeks, or actually less than that, 15 weeks, 6, maybe 14, I'll say, hey, Heather, I'm going to be in Dinky. I'm going to be going to Dinky this weekend. And when I drive through, what days are you working? You'll say Saturday. I said, okay, I'm going to drive by and I'm just going to visit you and make sure, or just walk in to make sure you are actually there. And it's a place of business. You're going to say, great, Mr. Neighbors. I do it. We're out. However, you didn't pass that portion until you somehow get me these 3 by email, fax, or text, these signed documents. So I made my visitation. I validated that that is a place that is a working business and you are there in a capacity of an employee. Some people will say, there'll be some teachers will say, you get your employment contract signed, your timesheet, and then I'll come by and visit you. I will not come to your place of employment till all of this is assigned. And that's great too. They might say, get me this contract and stuff signed, get it to my email, I will see it, and then we will set up a Zoom conference with your boss and you, or we will do a FaceTime. Or I will drive by, you walk outside your place of employment, you will hand it to me in my car because I don't want to get you in trouble, or I have immune suppressed and I can't be outside. Hand it to them and off they go. Questions about getting the contract and timesheet to us and how it works?
Hi, yes, I have a question.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
asked in the chat, but I don't know if
I'm not looking over there.
Okay. I just want to know if I can go back a couple months
I
and
think
put in
Matt's been doing it for me. Okay, yes, go ahead.
if I can go back a couple of months to put in my hours.
When you
from
say a
August.
couple months, you talking June?
Yeah, like June.
That's a little far back. How many hours a week do you work?
About 14 to 19.
How many units did you sign up for?
3.
So you got, if you were 14 and you're putting in 14 a week?
Mhm.
Okay. And let's just say there's, have you been working since we started?
No, I've been off for this month for a medical emergency. So I haven't been working for a month, but I'm starting to work next week.
So let me just tell you this. If you put 16 weeks in of 14 hours a week, you're going to make it.
Okay.
And we're at the 15th week right now, or we're close. So is there any way you can increase your hours a little bit?
I can try, yeah, I can try to get it to 16 or 17.
Just play with your hours. Okay, who is your instructor?
I'm not sure. Let me double check.
I would eventually, at the top, and I'll show that in a second, at the top of the You Are Working page, you can find your instructor that you signed up for. I would contact your instructor and see if they will let you go back a little bit, maybe into July. June is too far back.
Okay.
But July, I might let you. Now, here's one thing. If you're sitting out there and you're in one of the short-term classes, I teach a short-term classes that starts, I believe, in October, and Mrs. Holden teaches one. And I believe Mr. Fisher does too. I let you start still entering hours as of August 8th. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I have Tanner.
Tanner Bedwell. He'll work with you. Contact him. Promise.
Okay.
Other questions about your hours and timesheets and all that fun stuff?
So
And
for the
contract, yes.
timesheet, we're able to so I work 40 hours a week right now, maybe a little more.
Holy
I'm
cow,
a-
Bubba.
So I'm able to, because then I'd be done. I'm not working this week. I'm on vacation this week. So
Okay.
in 2 weeks, I'd be able to be done and just get everything turned in. So then I do
Yes.
the timesheet and I
Yep.
can get it Right
all
then.
done, and you can be out, contact your supervisor, and we said it was, Mrs. Holden would
Yes.
come by and visit you, and you're done. It's over. The class is over. You don't have to go 8 weeks. Do you all hear that? Reese is going to be done in 3 weeks. Don't be jealous. Okay?
Yeah.
He's working really hard. But we want you out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay? Other questions?
I have a question.
Go
So,
for it.
I'm a paraeducator with Fresno Unified, so
Yes, ma'am.
everything is remote. So I guess I'll be uploading my contract to
Yep.
my principal because everyone's remote. We're all from our houses. And
You
then,
can download the PDF. You can download it as a PDF and email it to him, have him sign it, do whatever he has, get it back to you with a signature. You can teach
Okay.
him about Genius Scan.
oh, there we go. And then as far as checking in on my work, obviously I'm not at my work site, but you can pop into my Teams meeting if you have Teams.
Or well, you'd have to meet with your supervisor type of deal. Who is your boss? I mean, who is your class teacher for this class? Who's your
Russ Olner. He's in the class with me, so he would
okay?
be.
Who's your work experience teacher?
It's Goff.
Oh, Mary will take care of it. Don't worry.
Okay. So
Just
yeah,
work
I'm like,
with Mary.
you can pop into class and see the kids, say
Work with
hi.
Mary. Yeah, Mary's got a Zoom bomb. Here we go. Okay. Other questions about what we're doing right now?
Okay, so as I'm putting in my class, the 81590, that's your class as well as Mary's class.
I'll fix that. Can you wait for a little bit and I'll fix that?
Sure. I mean, or I could just choose because both your names are coming up. So do you want me to choose Mary or choose Neighbors?
What are you on WebAdvisor?
On WebAdvisor. Oh, I'm on the Canvas.
Okay, but what I want you to do is after we're done with this meeting, log into WebAdvisor and see who's the official teacher you paid for.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Other questions?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Fallon. I have a quick question about visitation.
Go for it.
So, I work on a ranch. I work on a
Hot dog.
farm. So like we work really, really early in the mornings. And then
Who's your
like
teacher? Is it Matt Berry?
No, Holden.
Oh, great. What side? Are you on the west side or the east side of the valley working the farm?
I'm in Chowchilla. I ride racehorses.
All right, Mrs. Holden, we'll come out and visit you early in the morning in Chowchilla.
Okay, so
She's my neighbor, so I'm going to walk over afterwards and tell her she's got to go to Chowchilla. How early in the morning are you there?
well, we start at like 6.
Oh, that's okay.
So it's not like terribly early, but
work with her.
so-
She'll come visit you. She
Okay,
goes to San
so
Jose
if-
like a lot to visit her mom and dad, and so she might zoom through there on the way.
okay, so it is like a guarantee just because I'd like to give my boss that like heads up.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
totally fine. And she might choose to do a FaceTime with you and your boss, okay?
That might be more difficult. It would probably be easier if she stopped in.
Okay.
But okay.
You tell her that one.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Other questions?
I have 2 questions.
You only get one.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. Go for it, Haley.
My first question is, I also work for DoorDash right now. How
That'd
would the visitation go for that?
What we're going to do is look at your app and see how many hours you invested and look what you can go to each week and see what hours you put in, and we're going to have to do it that way.
Okay. And then
And
my
we
second,
can, and guess what? There's a rating system on all those apps, and it tells you how well you're doing. Let me see. I'll get my son's phone. Hold on. In your app in DoorDash, if you go to ratings, you can actually see your acceptance rate, your completion rate, and your early time, all that other stuff, and customer satisfaction rating. And I think we'll just use those as your boss. How's that?
okay. And then my second question is, I am also technically working for Dave & Buster's as a server. If they open
How's that going?
Nobody knows right now. If they open back up during the semester, am I able to change it over back to Dave & Buster's?
Yes, you may. Just remember how when you submit hours, you can list both of them at the same time?
Yeah.
I would do it that way.
Okay,
How many units, Haley, did you sign up for?
3.
And Haley, are you trying, how many hours a week, how many hours a day you trying to put into DoorDash?
I normally put in about 4 hours.
Okay, that's good. All right. Keep us, who's your teacher?
Holden, I think.
All right, I'll work with her.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else out there have a question about hours so far?
I have a question.
Yes.
I work 80 to 90 hours every 2 weeks. Do you think 5 units is too much?
All right, here's what I'm going to tell you, and everybody needs to listen to this. I would sign up for the least amount of hours that you guaranteed can make. Okay, so let's say you want 5, sign up for 3 or sign up for 2. The college will always accept your money, even past the due date. So let's say you go, I want 3 units, but I'm shooting for 5. We hit October and all of a sudden something happens. You're like, okay, I think I can do 4, not 5. You can go to the registrar and pay for 1 more unit increase in October.
Okay.
Here's one thing the college will not do. If you sign up for 5 right now, they will never refund your money, and we have to give you a grade based upon those 5 units.
So we can't change it right now if we have to go, if we should go down?
No, I think it's past that time. Sorry.
Oh.
We'll get you there. Where you work at?
I work at Fresno Nursing Center.
Okay. You're busy right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions out there?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, it's a fight. Let's go Parker, then we'll go Fallon.
Okay.
Go Parker.
I was just wondering, so we would call the registrar's office in order to add units at the
Yeah,
end of
they'll take your money right over the phone. Just get your credit card out and they're happy people.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Fallon, what's up?
Okay, sorry. So instead of like inputting my hours daily, you're saying just to do it at like the end of the week?
It's your call.
Okay, because that would be
Because
much
some
easier.
people will say, I want to wait for the month. That's kind of long, but we'd like you to stay up. Because here's what we're doing. We are watching you input hours, not watching through the screen, but we're watching as your hours go in. And all of a sudden we get to 8 weeks and you still have 0 hours. We become very nervous because guess what? We still get paid if you get 0 hours or all your hours. But what we don't want you to do is we do not want you to fail a class, which is really easy.
Okay, so
we're here to
as
help
of-
you out.
Okay, so I've been doing every day, but as of 8/19, I have 105 hours worked. So I can just do once a week, just input
Yes.
my hours at the end of the week.
So you don't kill yourself. Exactly.
Okay,
true.
cool. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions?
I have a question.
Jordan, go for it.
So earlier you were talking about how you can pay to increase your units. I signed up for 1, but I'm working about 20 hours a week. So where would I find the number to call to get it up to 3?
325-5200. And that will give you the front desk of the community college. And then you just say, I want to have some payments I have to make.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. More questions?
So for places that are out of like Fresno, Clovis area, do you guys still visit those as well?
Yes,
or is
ma'am.
it FaceTime?
Are you based in Kalinga?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We're going out there. Who's your
All
teacher?
right. Sounds good.
Who's your teacher, by the way?
Shit. I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay, work with your teacher. Isn't it in the old prison system there? There's the big walls around it. And
Yeah, it's like right next to it.
Yeah, they don't allow probably communications inside, so we couldn't do FaceTime or anything like that, right?
I'm not sure because I don't work in the prison or anything, but our
I
reception.
thought they converted one of the prisons systems they had set up there for some of the growing.
Oh, you know what? I think it is, but it's like a warehouse thing. Yeah.
Totally understand. Totally understand. We'll work with you. They're going to come out or do some type of communication through whatever your boss or supervisor allows, because sometimes they might not allow some of that. So, and I'd be honest with you, your supervisor might not let our advisor to come in. They might have to meet outside.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All righty. Other questions?
Yes, I have a question. To submit the oh my God, what is it called? Why am I drawing a blank? The objective forms.
Yes.
I can just email them to you.
Your objectives have to be signed by your supervisor. And then you
Okay,
may,
so is there a form that I print?
yes, I'm gonna go and share my screen again.
Okay.
See right here where it says objective? You're gonna click on that form right there where it says objectives, and you're gonna click right here, and it opens up this form. And you will print this form out and have your
Oh,
supervisor
okay,
sign
that's
it.
where I was messing up.
Okay, and then you can use Genius
Okay.
Scan. It's an app for your phone. It takes a picture and you just send us back by email whatever you want to do. Okay.
Okay, that's where I was kind of getting lost of where to get that form.
All the forms are right down here.
Is that due a particular date?
We would like it as soon as possible.
Okay.
Your
Okay,
grade is
so
based
I'm going to go
upon,
back on that objective right there.
yes. You click on it and you click right here next exclamation
Objective,
point.
and then
There it is.
okay, I see that because I filled mine out and I'm trying to print it, but I'm like, wait, where do I find
It's
it?
on the
So now I know
objective.
exactly where.
Okay. Just make sure you
Okay.
get that to your supervisor.
And that's the one you need, and then also the timesheet.
You cannot do the employment contract or the timesheet until your hours are already inputted into the system, 100%, okay?
And where do I input the hours? Over here
Right
on
here,
the
see
submit
right
hours.
there where it says
Okay.
submit hours, right there.
Yes.
Right there, you just submit them.
Submit
and
the
away you
hours
go.
there.
Yes. You just put them right here, you submit, and you put your hours in, and you make your comments, and you insert them. And see how it's growing? Our numbers are growing.
Okay. And how many hours are required?
It's 75 hours per unit that you signed up for.
Okay. Awesome. So
Okay.
I am able to sign for more than one unit?
Yes, but you have to pay for more than one unit if that's what you want to do.
Okay.
And how do you know how many units you've signed up
Perfect.
for? You
Okay,
log
thank
into
you so much.
WebAdvisor. If you want to know how many units you signed up for, log into WebAdvisor, and under WebAdvisor, it will tell you how many units you signed up for. And if you do not like those units, call tomorrow,
Okay.
325-5200, and you can adjust the numbers.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else now?
I have another question in regards to the objectives.
Okay, go for it.
So there's number 1 through 3, but there's also like option 4 for,
There's 4 objectives you have to fill out.
so, I mean, I see it, but it says 1 through 3,
All the time.
discuss once with your supervisor the task. So how do we answer 4?
I'm not following you here. Help me out.
Yeah, so, okay, let me go to the questions.
There's under
says
work
discuss-
objectives, it says 4 objectives.
Yeah, I see that, but like the prompt where it says update work information and it says 1, discuss with your supervisor the tasks or types of skills your job requires. So then I go to work objective and I
Well, we'll
start
look at
filling-
question 3. I think you're getting confused on question 3.
Yeah.
It says, that means the yellow 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Discuss what you put in there after it's done. First off, before you do anything, list all your objectives. Save it. Print it off. Go and show it to your boss. Let them look it over and have them sign it, and then get it back to us.
Okay,
Does that help, Stephanie?
yeah.
Okay. Other questions out there? One thing you got to be aware of is if you want to know who you signed up for on the You Are Working site, it's right there and it'll tell you, like I signed up for Tanner. Their phone number, the class, everything is right here. I just went on right here. Contact teacher information. Okay, I think that helps a lot. Now I want to touch one thing. If for some reason you get sick during the semester with whatever, the virus, whatever, you need to work with your college supervisor. I already have 3 students in my in a class that I teach online, not in work experience, but online. They have provided with me, I had them delete out all their personal information. They have tested positive for COVID, and one is now in the hospital. You need to work with your supervisor. One of them is totally fine. She says, I just had a couple headaches, and we're working through it. This semester, we have ways that we can send you to the dean of students, and you can actually exit without this class hurting or staying on your transcripts, which can help. But we can only do this if you're working with our supervisor. We don't need to know if you're testing. That's totally fine. If you've tested positive and you have symptoms and you think, man, I could be in the hospital, I don't know. If you feel you're getting symptoms that could deter you in this class and you've tested positive, do us a favor, contact your supervisor. You don't need to provide them everything except for maybe say I tested positive and something to show it. And then we can set you up with the dean of students and talk. We need to know why you disappeared or something's up. Okay? Questions now before I end up saying we're done. Mr. Barry, do you have anything to add?
No, I believe I have just answered everything in the comments, and I think we're good.
Thank you for answering those comments. I appreciate that. Mr. Bedwell, you have anything to add?
No, sir.
Mrs. Itzkoff, anything to add? You got on mute, Mary. I don't hear you. You got to hit the unmute, but there you go. I see you now.
I'm having a hard time finding it. I have to ask you a question when everybody's gone.
Okay.
That's all.
Teachers, if you want to stick around and ask questions, you can. Students, if you didn't want to, Fish, you okay with all this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I figured you would. If students, you don't want to ask things in front of everybody and you want to wait, I'm going to dismiss everybody, allow them to log on, but I'm going to stick around and stay on. Teachers might want to talk, they might not want to. Students, if you want to ask me some questions, totally fine to stick around. Okay, my teachers will not come visit you during finals week, so you need to have this done prior to finals week. Okay? I would shoot, every one of you should shoot for Thanksgiving. If you can get it done earlier, like we've heard some students that have worked some serious hours, great. If not, shoot for Thanksgiving. If you're like the trickle in units and hours, shoot for Thanksgiving. That way we can get this out and done. Other than that, I'm done. Fallon, you had a question?
Yeah, so I am trying to input my hours like from the last week, from the 19th or from the 20th to the 21st for the rest of that week, and it's not letting me.
What's it telling you? No?
It is telling me, oh, well, there it went.
See, it just takes a little bit. It's probably because I was messing with it.
No, so like I was doing for dates worked or date worked, I was doing from 8:20 to 8:21 in the same bar.
You don't want to put that, you don't want to put, okay. You can't put that in the date work, but you have to put each date in there individually.
Okay.
Does that help?
Got it. Yes. So like in the notes section, do I put that I'm like?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
The teachers can see those, so you need to be clear on that.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I'm done. I appreciate y'all showing up. I'm going to send this, and I'm going to give I'll get you, Renee, in just a second. I'm going to send this to all my teachers, and we're going to post this in. They can send it to you, but also we can send it in your Canvas shell. We'll link it in there so everybody can have fun. And teachers, I'll send it to you. So if somebody has questions, you can just send it out to them, the link to this video.
Okay, great. That was my question. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Have a good one. I'll just hang out in here. Oh, Renee, what's up?
Oh, no, just waving by.
Okay. All right, Renee. Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So we start inputting our hours since the day the semester started, right?
Yes, 10th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay, Ramos, go for it.
A counselor was helping me. I forgot her name, and she told me to put six units.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, but I work 35 to 40 hours, sometimes like 5 hours more.
You're going to have no problem finishing this.
Okay, then cool. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
You need a total of 6 is 75 times 6. That's the total amount of hours to the bell cow when you get out of this class. So that's what you keep in mind, okay?
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Tanner, you better not be driving and listening to this.
I am driving and listening to this.
How far did you drive?
Livermore.
Oh, that's right. Okay. High
Hey,
dollar
did Renee look familiar to you?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Long hair. I didn't recognize him for a little bit. Usually those wrestlers have that high and tight.
Yeah.
Mr. Neighbors.
Yes, Parker.
2 jobs. Did we go over how to input the second job?
Yes, but I will show you again.
Okay. Sorry. I must have
Basically, in the hours when you do it, you put the first job, 1, what you did.
Yeah,
job
I
2.
saw that. Do we need to put it under work info too?
No, you can only do it. There's only room for 1.
Okay.
So what I would do, I would pick the one that you work the most at. If
Okay.
it's 50-50, flip a coin.
Sweet.
Find the boss your boss that will be the nicest. And we'll go from there.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Fallon.
Quick
Dying to ask
question.
me a question. Do
I'm
you
full
live
of
out in
questions.
Chowchilla? Do you live
No,
out
I
in
live in-
Chowchilla?
I live in Fresno.
Boy, you gotta drive.
Well, I was driving to Kalinga every day, but I
Holy cow.
made a move.
Okay.
So, okay. So in the describe what you did today, just keep it short and simple. Does it need
Please.
to like go into detail about what I did?
No.
Okay.
What do you do out in there?
I literally train racehorses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool deal. Have you always
Super
done that?
I started working at Harris Farms back in February. It's always been my dream since I was a little kid. I always told my mom I was going to be a jockey, and she told me to pick something more reasonable, and that obviously didn't happen.
Thanks for supporting my dream.
Pretty much. She's cool with it though. She came out today and watched me gallop a couple horses.
So you
But,
were actually riding the horses.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I'll make Mrs. Holden go out and watch.
Yeah, you both should. It's super cool.
Oh, I'm proud
It's
of you.
a lot of
I'm
fun.
proud of you obtaining your goal and going for it. And that's pretty neat.
It's super cool. So, okay, so just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. Are
To
they
the
hiring
point.
out there? I've got a son that loves horses. He would love to work out there, but
Yeah, we always need riders as long as
Alright.
he's not too afraid to get
No.
bucked off a time or two.
he's not afraid of that. He's just not a jockey size, just so you know.
That's okay. You don't have to be jockey size.
He's
We're
like
just at the-
6'4", 2 something, but we'll talk about
No,
that.
that's
later.
okay. The kid that rides with me he's pretty tall too. So
Oh, he rides
It's all
like the
good.
wind. It's kind of crazy, but hey, thank you, Fallon.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All righty. Other questions? Alberto, are you
yes.
working in a restaurant?
I am.
Which one?
Chico's. Chico's in Oakhurst.
Oh, wow. Who's your teacher for work experience?
I believe it's Miss Holden.
She's got all the great ones. Okay. What can I help you with?
Well, how do either ask it now? I was wondering if I had any questions after this. I can just use the contact information on the website for my instructor.
Yep, call him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I had a question, but I'll wait till we're pretty much done.
We pretty much, but that's okay. Fallon, Mrs. Holden is jockey size too. So when she comes out, I will give you extra credit if you get her on a horse.
Oh my goodness. I'd love to.
All
That
right,
would
I'll
be
tell her. I'm
great.
going to tell her that I'm going to walk my big dog down the street in about an hour, and I'll stop and knock on her door and tell her.
Yeah, there you go. Tell her we can always use the help.
Okay, I will. I will.
Okay.
Brent, my daughter's sitting here next to me. I think she's upset that I don't get to go see the horses. She's like,
I know. I bet you.
what?
But
Somebody gets to ride them?
I know. We can get her transferred out of Mrs. Holden's class. So we can go up there and visit. All right, folks. My hour is done. I appreciate you all. If you have questions, Fish, you had a question?
Yeah. No. So I guess I'm teaching the late course in like October.
Yeah, you and I are teaching late courses.
Okay. Is that why I don't have any students assigned?
Yeah, I thought you had one assigned to you, but yeah, we got to get.
I have a fake account from you assigned.
Okay. Did you check WebAdvisor to see if you have any students enrolled yet?
No, I don't know how to do
Well, I'll look later. Yeah, we got to get you one, even if we give one to you from somebody else, because if we don't get you a teacher, you got to do all the application paperwork all over again next semester.
Oh, I would be that pissed.
Yeah, we got to get you a student.
Yeah, I'll just take one.
I'll give you one of mine if I get it.
Okay.
All right. We'll give you Fallon. You can drive out and ride horses.
I don't care. That's fine. I served in the Army for 12 years, so waking up at 6 a.m. is no problem.
All righty. All right. Barry, is online ed as fun as it ever cracked up to be?
Yes, except for the students that don't know how to attach a document.
Oh, it happens a lot. They get it done, but don't hit submit, right?
I have a student that's on her 5th try, and she can't attach it. She keeps attaching a blank document. It's like, what are we doing?
You know, the problem with Clovis right now is not the Zoom, but from home. You guys use by Silicon. I can't remember the name of the company. I mean, you guys use that Global Protect on the outside.
Yeah, which they just pushed out.
A new update, yes.
Yeah.
But that's the one that's causing the backlog of kids getting in and out. It's not the Zoom itself, because I haven't had one problem with Zoom 3 weeks. Not a problem at all.
So Brent and Brian, one of you guys can answer this. Why was Clovis Unified so adamant about pushing out this Global Protect in the last 2 to 3 weeks? The students took all their machines home and stuff. What is that doing for us?
What is
that's a remote access, so they can control the line, Brian. It's made by it's called Global Protect version 5.0 is the one I have, by Palo Alto Networks Incorporated. Yeah. It's basically making a secure socket, but it's when they had it on campus they were concerned, but they took it home, and now everybody's trying to get on the network, and they have to have that socket opened to get on the internet because it blocks them. And what happens is, I think there was like a horse race trying to get through those ports, and it wasn't allowing it. The new update is supposed to allow it, but I don't think it is. They need to take it off from home.
Is it because they're trying to use like TLS 1.3? Sorry, I'm going to get real so SSL used to be secure socket layer, which is how you encrypted data to and from. So SSL was phased out because it was deemed insecure. And so TLS, which is transport layer security, is the most updated encryption algorithm. And
I will tell you 100%, they don't have any clue what you're talking about at the home shop. And I think what it is it's some way that they can come in and verify it was a security ID.
Correct. They're tunneling in through a VPN, a virtual private network.
Exactly, but it doesn't serve any purpose to the student. Right. Now, when I use the VPN through the Global Protect, I'm going on to get on a server through remote access.
Right. Which you need.
They don't do any, it doesn't even provide them with the internet access. And I think they need to just remove that sucker.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, just get them WISE thin clients and then have VDIs set up in one location. And then you can all access on the
Chromebooks.
Yeah. I was working on a client with WISE today, and they're like, all of our personnel have WISE. So Matt, WISE thin clients are essentially really heavy paperweights because there's no operating system, there's no anything on the actual device itself. When you kick it on, it connects to a server, and essentially the server is your connection to an operating system, it's your internet, it's your Word. So there's nothing actually stored onto the hard drive itself. It's all remote from a virtual desktop infrastructure, which is